Taco Tuesday. Here we are. It's Pastor Jake. We've got, this is my favorite taqueria. I decided I would start off with my favorite place in all of Flower Mound and Louisville. It's called Taqueria de Esperanza, the Hope Taqueria. How can it get any better? At any rate, I have a standard by which I will measure all of these forthcoming taquerias, and that is the Pastor. In my mind, it does not get any better than the Pastor Taco. And here we've got, look at this. Come on now. Come on. Simple stuff. Meat, cilantro, onion. I went ahead and because I'm hungry today and it's getting kind of late, I haven't eaten anything. Went with the taco plate with rice and beans. But that's not really where the good stuff is. The good stuff is in this right here. Okay, that was a big bite. I'll be right back. So good. And also they have great salsa here at Taco de Esperanza. You should really, I mean, it's a fantastic place. You can, I would recommend takeout. Certainly now I'm not eating in anywhere, but they've only got like 4 tables in there. So don't go at lunch because there are giant crews picking up orders and trying to get seated in there or eating outside, but fantastic place. At any rate, this is what I want to talk about. The Exodus. Certainly feels like we've all been exiled from our lives these days. And I noticed something that I had sort of intuited a while ago, but I was reading the other day through the story of the Exodus. And so the 10th plague happens, right? The death of the firstborn. And people are dying, and the Israelites plunder the Egyptians. They take all their gold and jewelry and all this stuff, and they leave town. And there is this period of time that I'm not sure shows up in pop culture or really in the ways that we tell the story. But there is this period of time where the Israelites are gone, and the Egyptians are just like, all right, see you later. Pharaoh wants them out, right, on account of the plagues and whatnot. And then Pharaoh has like a change of heart, and he's like, I just let all of my slave labor go. Like, my economy is going to crash. That was really stupid. Let me go get my slaves back. And so he takes off after them. And then the Israelites notice that they are being chased. And then the whole Red Sea thing happens. But this is what is peculiar, is that in that brief interim time, they institute a new festival. They institute the festival of unleavened bread and the Passover. And so they've left, and the reason that they have this festival of the unleavened bread is that it's to commemorate the fact that they had to leave so quickly there on that Passover night that the dough in their bowls didn't even have a chance, in their kneading bowls didn't even have a chance to rise, right? So they had to leave because God was going to make a way for them to go right now, and they had to listen. And so they institute this festival of unleavened bread to remember that when God says go, it's go time, right? When the Israelites are out in exile, in the Exodus, walking around in the desert, they're complaining. And we've done our fair share of complaining, right? And they always want to go back to the way things were. At one point they say, what, Moses, were all the graves taken in Egypt that you brought us out here to die? Like, are all the cemeteries full? Is that what this is all about? So they're getting super snarky, and they want to like go back to the flesh pots, they say, of Egypt. Like, leeks and onions and all these good things that we used to have. And this is what struck me. And this isn't the first time, the unleavened bread thing is not the first time that they are sort of rooted in a tradition and a memory that reminds them why they're out in the wilderness and why their wandering through the wilderness is so much better than being a slave. And I wonder if in this time when we too are complaining and we feel exiled, if part of the reason that we feel so unmoored is because we haven't created new liturgies, essentially, right? New reminders of God's goodness in this time. I think so many of us feel I know a lot of people feel disconnected with their faith. I hear from a lot of people that these sort of midweek videos and the things that that we as a church are producing are helpful for them to keep them connected on a more daily basis than just Sunday morning worship. And that's good. If that is your new routine, right? If that is the new festival, so to speak, that you've put in place for yourself in this time because it's so strange, that's awesome. But the trick is, I think, if you're feeling weird, the trick is to do something new, right? This is a new, strange time. There was no reason for the Israelites to have a festival of unleavened bread before they were in this strange place. The same is true with us. Maybe you didn't need an intentional time, 4 times a week where you sat down to meditate for 20 minutes and pray. Or maybe you didn't need to carve out a minute before dinner for those of us with kids, the time before dinner is absolutely insane-o. But if you don't have kids in the house, maybe that moment before dinner where you take a few minutes to meditate on some scripture, food for your soul along with food for your body. These are things that we might not have been doing before, but are meaningful and important now because they remind us of the goodness of the God who is remaining with us here in our exile and will indeed bring us to a new place. And I think more on that next week about the role of what mourning means in this time. But yeah, Festival of Unleavened Bread. Tacos. Got to go with that corn, by the way. The corn tortilla, unleavened, totally makes sense for today. That's your Tuesday, your Taco Tuesday for today, our initial run. Grace and peace to you, friends. Make a new tradition, make a new festival. We'll see you soon.